All right. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I finally decided to catch up on recent history and actually take some time to review the new season to the Mandalorian trailer that came out a little bit ago. And so we're going to watch that, and then I think we'll go back through together and discuss, what was shown and theorize as to what's possibly going to happen. As some of you might know, for those of you who've watched my channel for long enough, you probably know I'm making a Mandalorian story that I think by now I designed the story to heavily tie in with the Mandalorian series, and I think I remember seeing someone make a meme of this before I quickly looked away from it because I was like, I don't want anything to be spoiled. That might have invalidated my story a little bit, which is fine. If that happens, I already acknowledged that at the start of the story when I began, but at the same time it's like I really want my story to be in this gray area where there's a possibility maybe it could have happened, who knows? They left it kind of ambiguous, I don't know. So with that being said, I wanted to see if that's actually in here, and if it's not, then great. If it is, then I want to see how it fully plays out. And I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering the meme correctly, it's something I can definitely tweak, and it still kind of flows with my overall story. But with all that being said, let's just get into it.
Hang on.
Mandalorian. Oh my god, that's so great. That's top notch, not gonna lie. All right, so first thing I'm gonna talk about is that they did in fact actually refer to the scene in question and literally did it word for word. I thought it was just like a joking meme. Meme itself was actually a line from the trailer itself where Bo-Katan says that his coven that the Mandalorian came from, his clan fractured the unity of Mandalore, something like that. Or fractured the unity of all the other clans, something like that. That doesn't exactly flow in line with what I had figured what was going to happen with how the story is going to play out. It definitely still kind of runs parallel with it in a sense, because with the way I set up my story and the way I intend to, play out certain events, I can definitely just add this very mild tweak and it would put me literally right back in line with the story itself. So that's it's really funny with every season of The Mandalorian that came out, with the second season, and the armor started talking about past events that fell in line with the time period of my story. I was a little bit put off to the side where I was like, oh, that's dangerous. But then I started thinking about it. I was like, actually, again, with how I play things out in my story, it's still somehow managing to squirm into that gray area. If you guys want to see me talk about the overall story I have planned and what I'm building, and talk about the clan that I've built for myself in my story, comment Mandalorian if you want to see it, and then I'll make a video just about it. But and I might do it anyway. But even still, I would appreciate the comments. But with that being said, let's go back and let's talk about what we see in the story so far. Okay, so one of the first things that we see, I think for the season 3, they're coming back to the same town that the Mandalorian kept coming back to in the original show, and it's actually, what I really appreciate is that it's showing its development through each season, because this is the same town that he had that big shootout over when he first took Grogu into his custody, and it was just sort of this ratty hive of scum and villainy, right? And then by the second season, the town's a little bit more developed. They've got a school, they've got law and order, and here it really looks like a thriving, peaceful, beautiful community. You can't really see that much, but if you look at comparison shots between the three, it's definitely showing its its progression into the light, and I really like that. Okay, so another thing that I think is happening is that I believe Mando is actually going to Mandalore, and I believe that has to do with what happened in the previous... No, it was in the Book of Boba Fett, when it's discovered that, when the armor discovers that he actually took off his helmet. The only way for him to be fully redeemed and for him to call himself a Mandalorian again is to go to Mandalore and I believe bathe in the spring water that's there, the special spring water I think it was, but just to absolve himself. It's like getting baptized or something like that. And I think that's why he's going to Mandalore, if that is where he's at right now.
Then you are a Mandalorian. No more.
Oh. So they're showing Bo-Katan in this grand looking hall area. I believe if you know, judging by the architecture, judging by the windows and everything like that, I think she might be in the Mandalorian throne room, the same place that had the fight between Ahsoka Tano and Maul, which, you know, which I think would be really cool to see again in live action. And what I would really hope to see is, as like the Mandalorian might be coming into the main, like that main hallway, like through the main door, I would love it if they had the lightsaber scarring marks from when Ahsoka threw Maul out the window above the door, I think it was, and that would be pretty sweet. That would be pretty sweet. I really want to see that. I think Bo-Katan might be, I mean, she's definitely coming back to Mandalore to start her reconstruction of the Mandalorian people. I'm still sort of suspicious as to what her ambitions are going to be for this story, because for me anyways, after Mando got the Darksaber, I definitely got some dark vibes coming off her, like, because she needed to get the Darksaber back to have a rightful claim to Mandalore, at least the strongest claim to Mandalore, and then someone else got that. And I felt like in that moment she had this look of like, oh, I'll let you keep it because, you know, we're not fighting each other right now for the time being, but at some point I'm gonna have to come for that Darksaber, and I'm probably gonna have to kill you for it, but I'm gonna play my cards kind of close to my chest about that. So it'd actually be really cool to see like Bo-Katan turn into a villainous role, because throughout the story she's sort of like kept into this ambiguous middle ground, which I thought made her character really kind of compelling. But you know, seeing her like ambition and her drive to become the ruler of Mandalore drive her into this conflict with Mando to try and kill him to get the Darksaber, I think would be a really compelling storyline to follow. And but you know, that's just my theory. We all have theories, and if it doesn't happen, I mean, it doesn't happen. Oh, and I love this shot. All these custom Mandos that Jin is walking between. I mean, I love all the costumes. I love the way they all look. Really cool here. I think these must be more Mandalorians that Bo-Katan are like might be summoning to her call to reunify. I really want to see that happen, but it does look like it's on a more deserty terrain and sunny. And as we were seeing Mandalore, as they were depicting it in most of the shots that I'm pretty confident is all in Mandalore, it's very dark and rainy. And you know, it could still be there, but it just feels like it's slightly different terrain. It looks more out in the desert. And I understand that Mandalore was sort of scorched earth, but do you get where I'm going with? You know. But let's keep going.
Cold. Fractured our people.
Oh, so this shot right here, that I am almost dead certain is the same dome city that we see get blown up in that flashback of the Empire destroying Mandalore. I think that's the same city that was sort of the throne of, like, the seat of Bo-Katan's clan, and where the big fight between Ahsoka Tano and Maul happened. Yeah, though, this is what I love so much about these shows. Like, even though these are TV shows, I was expecting sort of the quality of the special effects to slightly be diminished, but this is on par with anything you would see in the movie theaters, hands down, and it's gorgeous looking, even though it's destruction. Oh, I was right. So, you know, Well, I think I was right. He's definitely walking into some, I believe he's in some building on Mandalore. I don't know if it's the same throne room because it's a lot longer and tighter feeling than the original one, which I think was a little bit more open and shorter in size. But I still definitely think she's in some kind of throne room on Mandalore. It might be just a reconstructed throne room for Bo-Katan's sake, but you know, I was sort of right. Oh, this right here. Oh, I just want to gush over this and I want to express my love for all this Star Wars that we've been getting, but seeing a squad of Mandalorians come out of a dropship, activating their backpacks like from an overhead shot as they're coming down on a city is just so cool.
Dad was the only Mandalorian.
Oh. Yes. So they showed a shot earlier of these kind of scruffy looking Nerf Herders that might have been given, I can't remember this guy's name off the top of my head. The dude that gave Mando all of his mercenary bounties. They looked like they were trying to give him a hard time. He's got this whole new look to him, and I believe it's in line with the fact that he's probably in charge of the whole city, so he's keeping the peace. And then I think these guys are just there to show like, oh yeah, like we're still the criminal scum that, you know, are here to cause trouble, but I'm almost certain those are guys that are going to be dispatched rather quickly. Babu Frick! They had Babu Frick! Oh, sorry, Fandom Menace. It's done. It's over. It's over. all the BS, all the bullshit that we've had to go through over these past few years of you constantly saying, oh, they're going to be decanonizing the sequels and basing it on no evidence whatsoever, or at least the flimsiest bullshit you could possibly scratch up. And then there's people like me that are just like, no, there's plenty of evidence that show that they're not doing that. And here we are yet again, yet another tie-in with the sequels as a character that's actually in the sequels that's here. There's no more excuses to be had. There's nothing else that you can say on the matter. This is all the proof I need, okay? Dave Filoni's not on your side. Get over it. Let's continue. Oh.
All right, kid. Hang on.
Yeah.
You ready for an adventure?
Yeah, Dadalorian. That's a good Dadalorian. Keeping your letting your kid sit with you while you drive into hyperspace. That's what the name of this series should be. It should just be Dadalorian. And then it goes straight into the title. So yeah, I'm super excited for this next season. I'm probably a little bit more excited for this than Andor, you know, but if you want me to review the trailer for Andor, I think they came out with something along the lines for that too. I'll review that as well, but this is definitely something that I'm looking forward to. It's just like it gets better every single season and it just doesn't know when to quit. Dave Filoni, you king. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you come back for the next one. If you feel like I've earned it, please give me a like. If you want to see more, I'd appreciate you giving me a subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. And remember, if you want me to talk about my Mandalorian story that I've been building, comment Dadalorian down in the comment section below. Yes.